A warm welcome to all my students. Hope you all are doing good. So in this video, we are going to learn about chapter 4, heat. The concepts to be covered in this lesson will be temperature, different ways of measuring temperature, that is clinical and laboratory thermometers, transfer of heat like conduction, convection and radiation. And in the last topic, clothes we wear, we will be learning why people in different parts of the world wear different types of clothes. So in our day-to-day life, we come across a number of objects. Some are hot, some are cold, and some are more hotter than the other or colder than the other. In this picture, is this frying pan or teacup? Which is more hotter? How will you know that which object is more hotter than the other? We can often do it by touching the objects. But do you think our sense of touch always reliable? So let's do a simple experiment. You have to take 3 beakers, and in first beaker you have to take cold water and in the other one hot water. And in the third beaker you have to mix both cold water and hot water. Now that water has become at room temperature. What you have to do is, you have to dip your one hand in cold water and the other in hot water for 2-3 minutes. Take your hands out simultaneously and dip in the beaker containing water of room temperature. What will you feel? The hand taken from cold water will feel warm, whereas the hand taken from hot water will feel cool. That means the hands are giving two different feelings. So now, can you just tell me, sense of touch is always reliable? No, isn't it? So there should be some reliable measure, and that is temperature. The degree of hotness of the object is known as temperature of an object. Recall that when you or someone else in your family is having fever, the doctor always checks your temperature using an instrument. What is that called? Oh, it's thermometer. So thermometer will tell you how hot an object is. Thermometers are of two types, basically clinical thermometers and laboratory thermometers. Clinical thermometers are used to measure human body temperature, and laboratory thermometers are used to measure temperature of other objects, say for example water. Now let's have a detailed analysis on clinical thermometer. As I have already mentioned, clinical thermometers are used to measure human body temperature, and it is made up of a glass tube of uniform thickness, and the glass tube contains a bulb at one end which is filled with mercury. The mercury level in the thermometer rises up in thread-like portion of the thermometer that indicates temperature of the body. So why mercury? Because mercury is the only liquid metal that expands on heating. The level of mercury can then be measured by reading the scale given on thermometer. Usually the scale ranges from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. So you will have a question, why this particular range? This is because the average human body temperature is around 37 degrees Celsius. And if the temperature reading is about 37.8 degrees Celsius, then you have to consult a doctor. You can also see a constriction or kink that prevents the mercury level from falling down on its own. How to use the clinical thermometer? Firstly, you have to wash the thermometer with an antiseptic solution. Before taking the temperature, the thermometer is given a few jerks to bring down the level of mercury below 35 degrees Celsius, and then you have to place it beneath the tongue for about a minute. Then you can take it out and observe the temperature reading on the thermometer. How to read thermometers? This is a zoom out picture of a clinical thermometer, and you can see the bigger marks 36 degrees Celsius and 37 degrees Celsius. The bigger marks read 1 degree and there are 10 small divisions in between them. So one small division will be 1 by 10, that is 0.1. So in this clinical thermometer, you can see that mercury level is after 37 degrees Celsius. One small division after 37 degrees Celsius. So what will be the reading then? 37.1 degrees Celsius. But it is not always the case. Sometimes there are only 5 small divisions between two bigger marks. In that case, it will be 1 by 5, that is 0.2. So the reading will be 37.2 if it was 5 small divisions. Then what are the precautions that should be taken while using a clinical thermometer? Wash the thermometer before and after using it. Make sure that the temperature of the thermometer is below 35 degrees Celsius before taking the temperature. You have to keep the thermometer straight in order to see the mercury level precisely. And at last, you have to hold it with care, otherwise it can break down. And you know that mercury is highly poisonous. That's why nowadays mercury thermometers are replaced by digital thermometer. Digital thermometer does not contain mercury. It directly displays the correct temperature on a display screen. Hope you clearly understood the video, the concept of temperature, how to use and read clinical thermometer. As an activity part, you have to answer this particular question in your notebook. To keep her soup warm, Anjali wrapped the container in which it was kept with woolen clothes. Can she apply the same method to keep a glass of cold drink cool? Give a reason for your answer. All the other topics will be covered in the coming videos. Till then, bye.